You're looking at something that sounds almost unreal at first glance. 600 hertz. A refresh rate number so high it feels like it belongs in the future, not sitting on a desk in 2026. And yet, here it is. A 24.1-inch 1080p TN panel built with one purpose in mind: give competitive players every possible millisecond advantage. Now, the first thing you notice isn't even the refresh rate. It's the design language. It's pure Zowie. No unnecessary flash, no RGB, no distractions. Just function. The matte finish, the industrial feel, the shielding hood that immediately tells you this display isn't trying to be your entertainment center. It's trying to win you rounds. And then you turn it on. Everything about the experience is tuned for speed, not color accuracy, not cinematic contrast. Speed. Di-AC2 kicks in, reducing motion blur in a way that feels almost unnatural at first when you pan across a scene in a fast FPS. Instead of that usual smear you've trained your eyes to accept over years of gaming, you get something closer to clarity between frames. It feels like your brain is finally catching up to your mouse. Now, let's talk about that 600 Hz claim. Because yes, technically it is as fast as it sounds. But what does that actually feel like? At first, honestly, it feels subtle. If you're coming from 144 Hz or even 240 Hz, the jump to 360 Hz already feels massive. Going beyond that enters diminishing returns territory for most people. But this panel isn't aimed at most people. It's aimed at players where reaction time is measured in single-digit milliseconds and where almost winning a duel still means you lost. In those scenarios, the 600 Hz panel isn't about looking dramatically different. It's about input translation. Mouse movement feels more immediate. Crosshair adjustments feel less filtered. Tracking fast-moving targets feels slightly less like you're reacting and slightly more like you're just already there. It's hard to describe because your eyes don't scream, "Wow, this is different." Instead, your hands do. Now, the resolution is still 1080p. And yes, in 2026, that will immediately trigger a reaction from anyone used to 1440p or 4K displays. But again, this isn't the point. The trade-off is intentional. Lower resolution means less load, higher frame potential, and more consistency at extreme refresh rates. In competitive gaming, consistency beats beauty every single time. Color performance is fine, but not the headline. TN technology still has its limitations in viewing angles and vibrancy compared to IPS or OLED. But what TN gives you here is speed and response time that still matters in high-level esports environments. The S-switch and XL setting to share system make it easy to swap between configurations, which is actually more useful than it sounds. If you're switching between games or even between practice and rank play, being able to instantly load optimized profiles is one of those small quality of life features that quietly becomes essential. The height adjustment feels sturdy, almost over-engineered, like it was built for constant tournament use. And honestly, that's the theme here. Everything about this monitor feels like it was designed for LAN environments, not lounge setups. Now, the real question, does 600 Hz matter? For most people, no. And that's not a criticism, it's just reality. If you're playing single-player games or even casual multiplayer, you will not walk away from this thinking it changed your life. A great OLED panel will still give you a more visually stunning experience. A high-end 1440p 165 Hz monitor will still be the better all-rounder. But if you're in the world of Counter-Strike, Valorant, or any title where pro-level reaction timing matters, this monitor is not about luxury. It's about removing friction. The gap between your input and the screen response is being shaved down to something almost imperceptible. And that's really the point of extreme hardware like this. It's not designed to be universally impressive. It's designed to be situationally unbeatable. So what you end up with is a very specific tool, not a display for everything. A display for one thing done at the absolute highest level. And whether or not that's worth it depends entirely on who you are as a player. If you want to grab this monitor, check the link in the description.